Hello everyone and welcome or welcome back to the channel. Today's reading will be a pick a card message meant to find you right now. So if you want to take a moment to choose option A, B or C, and the timestamps will be down in the description below. If you need a bit more time, please take a moment to pause, manifest and choose the card you're most drawn to. We'll begin with option A in a moment. Hello option A and welcome to your reading. Message meant to find you right now begins with the Six of Vessels reunion. Now, some of you, this means a matter that will take some time to resolve. Something's going to get better between you and someone close to you. However, there's still some adjustments that need to be made. There's otters there, otters of kindness. It's a Vessels card, so it's a water card. It's about emotions, it's about feelings. I do feel like there's some light that still needs to be shed in an area of your life. But I'm going to start inspecting, find out the rest of this message. Boredom. The Seer, and the Queen of Arrows, Five of Stones, the Knight of Bows, and Balance. I'm seeing this as a reading of someone who wants to make a change, who's ready to kind of let go or to heal things and to try and find a, like the card says, a bit of balance, a sort of a medium ground, find a bit more inspiration in life. I feel like some of you have come to a conflict with someone close to you, or it could be a situation, for example, it could be work, but I feel like it could be family, friends, or romantically. The Four of Vessels, boredom. It can, for some of you, I feel like you're bored with the situation, you're bored with an argument continuing, you're bored with the way things are at the moment. You feel like you're kind of looking for a new spark, a new kind of like, not lease of life. I feel like you're seeking not something that's above and beyond, but something that's calmer. You're trying to get rid of the negativity. You have the Queen of Arrows, the Swan. She's a sign of grief. She's about moving forward. It can mean a breakup, it can mean the end of something, it can mean literal grief for some of you, but there's also hope there. It's about moving forward, it's about patience and kindness as well. I do feel like some of you want to make an easy transition out of a situation. You have this Five of Stones, endurance. That's about hanging on to something. That's about survival. I feel like a lot of you have spent the time really fighting for yourself and fighting for the situation. Some of you, it could even resonate as well, stones, it could literally resonate as work, but I feel more it's related to a personal matter in life. The boredom and the endurance, it feels like you've had to go through a period of stress. Perhaps you felt very bored with the way everything's going, or the progression or the opportunities you have, or it could resonate as a relationship. You're bored with the way it is and you're kind of tired of putting up with the negative aspects of it. Reunion, it can mean for some of you, you want to move on, you want to lay everything to rest and start and build up this friendship, this relationship with this person again. You have the Seer, so that's a sign that you have knowledge. The universe thinks you have the knowledge and understanding to achieve whatever it is you want. However, there's also a slight divination aspect to it. It means if you're going to make a change, you need to be certain it's what you want, and you need to go forward with wisdom and using your intuition more. You need to listen to that. The Nine of Bows is respect. That's about an honourable person in the community, and it may not be the most obviously stand out stereotypical good person, but I feel like this resonates with you. I feel like you're someone who's respectable. You're the type of person who wouldn't hurt people. You're not the type of person who would go back on their word. You feel like a very honest and reliable person, and I feel like there's something you're going to be upfront about. The Balance card is again achieving a balance, coming to a compromise, trying to get everything in order. You have the Sun of Life, which is about your creativity, your expression, your spark of life, your energy levels, and you have insecurity. You also have healing. Okay. I feel like some of you, the message will resonate as excuse me, if you want to achieve the Sun of Life, the happiness, the creative projects, that burst of energy that you have, these opportunities, the Ace of Wands, the Sun, then there are aspects of your inner feelings, your insecurity, that are holding you back and that require healing. This is about facing the fears head on. This is about getting down to it, and this is about making, in a sense, sacrifices in order to get past this. You might have to just say, I'm deeply insecure about this, but there's nothing I can do about it in the short term. So for example, it could be you're deeply insecure about your voice, or you're deeply insecure about the way you're looking in society, or maybe something small. It could even be like you feel like your clothes aren't expensive enough for something that you want, or you're not well spoken. These types of things are something you're going to have to face head on and just say, I'm going to have to be uncomfortable with it if I want to make a change, if I want to achieve balance, if I want to have these parts of my life that are kind of mundane, normal, that are pleasant, but that don't give you any extra fulfillment. If you also want extra in life as well, I really feel like it's not necessarily that you're completely unhappy with yourself or your situation. I feel it's more like you're kind of looking for more, you're looking to move on. You have the Nine of Vessels generosity, which means you're someone with a lot to give. You're very patient with other people, and it's an indicator you need to be patient with yourself. It's also a kind of community. I'm noticing here, I feel like some of you really want to step out. The reunion card as well, some of you might feel like the services you could offer to people, or volunteer work, or charity you could do. I do feel like there's part of you that feels limited by things in your life. You have the Ace of Arrows, breath of life, a new idea, a new inspiration, a new action taken, a new direction. The winds are blowing new. I feel the message here the universe wants you to know is that the winds are going to change for you. You might be bored now. You might feel like these arguments or these situations are difficult to resolve or get through. You may feel sorrowful and grief. You may feel like you've had to put up with a lot. You may feel like you know you're a good person. You know you've done things, and it's like someone that's telling you that you're not, or that you can't. You have exploitation there, which feels like you could have experienced this. It could be at work, or it could be in a relationship. So for example, someone's taken advantage of your kindness, or your labour, or your skills, or something like that. It feels like there's too much give and not enough take for you. It also feels like perhaps some of you have been in a situation with people having something over you. It could relate to your Six of Vessels again, because that card keeps drawing my attention. It does feel like there's an unresolved area in life, and it doesn't feel like this is going to resolve quickly. It feels like there's going to be a grieving process for it. You are going to have to put in some effort and make some sacrifices. You have rest. Again, take a rest. If there's a situation that is making you feel like you're exhausted, or you can't deal with it, it is time to take a rest, take a break. Try and reignite your fire. Don't allow yourself to become distressed or frustrated or angry at other people. You have the Half Fire. That's a reminder to spend time with your loved ones. Get around the communal place. Be sociable. Maybe even just say, hey, next weekend everyone, let's get together. And it could be your family, and maybe you only see each other once a year, twice a year. It's about bringing people together, having fun, bringing ideas together, bringing your skills together. It could even be some of you reach out and get your plans down with another person. I'm feeling, if you're bored and if you're feeling like this other person or this other thing isn't allowing you to move on, you have the Seer, which is someone who's able to manifest and make things. You're very resourceful. It feels like maybe a community option would be better for you. It might avoid exploitation. So for example, like the guild type of mentality, other people who are able to help you, or maybe stand up for you, or offer you a level of protection. So for example, if you're an artist, you might find out that there's maybe a group, or there's some advice another person can give you to help better protect your art or boost your knowledge. It's also avoiding the victim mentality. You have a nurturing aspect to your self. Like I said, community, generosity. You're someone who's very generous, and you are someone who can be easily exploited from that. So that's a reminder to be very careful. Don't sacrifice too much for the well-being of others. You also have the Hooded Man, which is reflection, introspection. It's taking time out in winter. The wren's there, the directive little wren, the precise wren, the youthful wren, the one who listens to good counsel and good words. You have the Green Woman there with the milk of life, the nurturing, the nourishment. I feel like you have everything, and people around you are able to give you that support that you need. Like I said, there's a lot of community and generosity here. I think you're going to get great fulfillment from the people around you. You have the Pole Star. There's always a guiding light. There's always hope and faith. There's always something there to focus on. And this is an indicator that you need to find your exact focus. Look, the Sun of Life there has kind of a pole star there. Your dream, the thing on your horizon, the thing that's giving you your guiding light, that's making you bored, and you think, I wish I could be like this person, I wish I could have this hobby, I wish I could do this. That guiding light in your heart is going to be the thing that really brings you out of this state of boredom. It's going to make you step away from this, and maybe even give like a union between among yourself and how you feel about yourself. So yeah, if you have a dream or something, now's the time to follow it, and definitely look to your family, friends and those in your community for support, because they're going to be able to best help you. Don't allow yourself to be whittled away by insecurity and feelings of injustice or exploitation, because yes, it has happened, and yes, there's a risk of it in the future. But if you worry about that and you hide away from just the risk alone and you don't talk to people and collaborate, you won't be able to achieve at all. If you enjoyed the reading, please like, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Hello option B, and welcome to your reading. If we start with option B, we have the Six of Arrows transition. This is a very positive transition type of card. It's not dramatic like the Blasted Oak, the Tower type of energy, or death. It's like a moving on from something. It's the kind of card that reminds me of moving away from home for the first time, like picking everything up and leaving, taking that deep breath and moving forward. You have Four of Bows, celebration. Some of you might have recently received an offer of a university place or a new job, or maybe somewhere new to live, or opportunities. For example, some of you might even be thinking about living abroad. Some of you, it could be a transition into a new period of life. So for example, you might be getting married, or you might have an achievement. You have the Ace of Vessels there, so the waters of life. That's extreme fulfillment and happiness. It's joy. It's also like the nourishment, emotional nourishment of everything. You have the Swan there in the background. That's a sign of beauty and grief. It's a very sorrowful thing, but it's kind of in the background. It's kind of a balance here as well when we have the Stag, which is a very protective, very stable, very calming presence, a regal presence here. I feel like you might have mastered these two parts of yourself as well. You have the Queen of Vessels. There's definitely a sense of emotional fulfillment. I feel like you have a very strong background, because this card often reminds us that home's behind us, our family are still behind us. Even if we move on, there's always people there, there's always comfort, you can always return. There is the Page of Vessels, Otter, they're family oriented again. Some of you might be looking for a relationship. This does feel like, I'm getting senses there is a possibility that you are going to meet someone, and if you've already met them or you're already in a relationship, it feels like you could be stepping into a new stage. The Otter could also symbolise for some of you children. However, it's also a very playful, it's kindness, it's a fun energy, it's a very loving, emotional, light-hearted type of energy. You have the Ancestor, which is related to your family, your traditions, getting down to your roots, really being in touch with yourself, and also in touch with like traditions and your culture. It can indicate a need to get in contact with older relatives as well. You might find comfort in that. Yeah, there's a Winter card there, but for you, most of what I'm seeing is actually very positive. It feels like there's so much spring and summer energy coming in here that it feels like you're kind of in a very positive period of life. And if you feel like you're in the winter at the moment, then don't worry, the winter's about to end. It feels like you're stepping into spring, you're starting to really enjoy it. You have Two of Bows, a decision. The universe is saying that the sooner you're going to be called to make a decision. It could even be like an ultimatum. It could be between two options or more. This is going to be a very groundbreaking one. This is a bows. This is about how would you explain them? They're about engineering, they're about your craft, they're about work, they're about dedication, they're about skill. I feel some of you might be offered even maybe multiple opportunities at work or at school or in a creative project. You might even have lots of ideas yourself, and this is saying you need to get down to it now and make a decision. You will be called to make a decision. You also have the Page of Bows there, which is again a kind of almost like an apprenticeship card. Some of you, it might even be in something like science or technology. It can also be just sort of indicative of any new opportunity that's coming in your way that's going to lead you to a higher level of skill or personal growth. You have the Two of Vessels, that's attraction. Like I said, for some of you, you could be finding your forever partner. The decision could simply be, you might need to decide if you want to be with this person or if you want to take the next step with this person, if you want to marry them or not. The Page of Bows, Stowe, again, there's two pages there. They could also indicate children, but it does feel like there's emotional fulfillment in this situation, as well as a potential for learning, for skill, for development, and for a lot of growth as well. Okay, the Seven of Vessels, Mourning. It's over, your transition is over, the Ancestor. It could be simply that you are moving away from your family, you're moving to a new country, you're moving into a new home, you're moving away for some sort of event, however it resonates. It can also mean that you're clinging on to parts of the past. Some of you, I see the ancestor here, I see your sorrow in the background. I don't like to say it, but for some of you there might, and this one's there again, there might be a possibility of moving on from personal grief of a loved one or a pet perhaps, because the swan is a symbol of that. However, it could just simply mean that you're perhaps grieving your family, you're grieving the nostalgia, you're grieving home or your past, parts of your past life, as you move into this new one, and that's entirely normal. The blasted oak is a dramatic change that needs to occur. If you cut off a branch of a tree, it will grow new ones in a way. The amount of times I've hacked or accidentally broken pieces off my lime tree and I've looked back a few days later and it's had like 15 new branches is incredible. It's a sign of resilience. Sometimes you need to cut off those dead ends to grow. Sometimes you need to make a hard decision and even cut off a healthy part to say, this isn't right, I need to move forward with this. You have the Shaman, which is a card of using your skills, using your knowledge and concocting them, manifesting them, putting them into your community, putting them into practice. The Woodward is someone who's very respectable and strong, who's very dedicated. There's someone who goes after what they want. It feels like that's going to be you. You're going to have to now step out on this journey. If you notice, there's an aspect of autumn here. There will be some challenge to this. You're going to have to face up to things very sooner or later, and it feels like it's something you want to. It's celebration. There's a lot of happy energy here. These changes are something good for you. Eight of Stones, skill. Like I said, you have a lot of talent, and I do think that the skills here that you're going to gain, you have the pages there. For some of you, like I said, they will resonate as new growth, new learning opportunities, new potential. You have the Eight of Stones, skill, which is you honing your skills, honing your craft. So for example, it might be a creative project, it might be your charisma for public speaking, it could be a YouTube channel or a business, or you might literally be learning how to make pots or sewing or knitting or something like that. You have the Seven of Bows, which is clearance. That's clearing the path for of old to bring in the new. It fits in well with your transition card. You also have frustration, the Five of Arrows. It can feel like a bit of misdirection. It can also feel sometimes like you're struggling against things like, I'm trying everything, I'm trying my hardest, why isn't it working? Why there's so many problems? Sometimes it indicates that you need to take a better direction. You need to take a step back and breathe. And instead of overthinking or allowing other things to get in your way, you need to simply do. So for example, if any of you have ever played a game and you've been trying to aim too hard and you've missed every shot, and then you've just been sitting there trolling about and you've accidentally killed everyone and been accused of hacking. It's that type of thing of sometimes you need to settle down, not allow the frustration to overwhelm your focus, not allow obstacles to challenge us too much when they don't need to. Eight of Vessels, rebirth. This goes with your transition. This is a new period of life. Like I said, marriage, children, university, moving away for the first time, losing a relative and learning how to do things, end of a relationship, or maybe it could be anything like that. The Five of Vessels, ecstasy. This is so much happiness. Whatever it is you've been manifesting, whatever it is you want, even if I haven't mentioned it, it feels like you're going to get it. There's a sense of harmony. There's the elements. This is an elemental type of thing here. Look, there's a star. Oh, that's very positive. That's getting absolute pure pleasure and joy out of things. Responsibility. I feel like you actually wanted that. I feel like you're someone who said, I'm ready to cut down the old. I'm ready to clear out all of my ex's things. Or I'm ready to move out of my parents' house. I'm ready to take this new job or move away to a further shore. It's going to bring you so much happiness. You're going to get opportunities for skill. You're going to learn decision-making skills. You're going to be able to clear the path, take on new responsibilities, face new challenges and overcome them. Use all of the skills you have. Really bear up the fight. I feel like you're someone who's going to have a very positive outcome in the future. There's dedication there though, so don't become too overly focused on the joy. You still need to work. Notice she's putting the arrow in backwards. The arrows are all over the place. Her eyes are closed. She's not even dressed appropriately to be playing with that. You need to make sure that your dedication and your focus are on point, really. You need to keep your attention going, because the outcome for you is the Ten of Vessels. It's happiness and abundance. This transition you're in, this movement you want, this thing that you're seeking, this goal that you're chasing, however it resonates in your life, this rebirth is going to bring you enormous happiness and joy, and you're going to have so much fulfillment and so many skills and opportunities. The universe is really going to reward you for whatever you've done. Whatever you've manifested, all of your positive karma is going to come up soon. So if you enjoyed the reading, please like, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Hello Option C, and welcome to your reading. We'll begin with the Guardian. That's about facing your fears. That's about laying everything bare and really getting to the bottom of it. What do you want? How do you feel? And how do you feel about what you've reaped from what you've sowed? You have the Knight of Vessels there, the eel, Page of Arrows, the Wren, the Mirror, Reflection. Okay. Some of you with that Knight of Vessels, I feel like your guardian could be fears related to past relationships or things that have gone wrong. The Knight of Vessels can be seduction, it can be attraction, it can be flirtation, it can be a bit of fun, it can be going with the flow as well. And I do feel like some of you, like I said, there could be a romantic opportunity coming in. Others of you, it could just be simply asking you what you want in life, because you have the mirror here. It's about reflection. It's about how you view yourself, your identity. And it's also a card about not being, avoiding materialism and, how would I explain? Don't become so caught up in the self or in the past or in your mind that you neglect or forget other things in life. It's a card about really thinking, getting deep down into yourself. It's about your intuition as well. You have the Page of Arrows, the Wren. That's a directive card. That's a card that says youth will carry you through. However, if you're not necessarily the youngest person, it doesn't matter. It could mean your spirit. It's also a card of having good counsel, good direction, good people around you to give you good words. You have the Wanderer and the Queen of Stones, the Bear. I feel some of you are literally being offered a job opportunity or an opportunity to hone skills or something like that. The Page of Stones, the links, that's an apprentice, that's a new skill, that's a trade, that's learning. That's even a prodigy type of energy. You have the Page of Arrows, like I said, there's a direction, there's something you want to pursue. It's in winter, but if you look, the water isn't frozen, so spring's coming, so there's an opportunity coming in for you. The end, if you're feeling like there's a struggle at the moment, like there's a lot of fear, that you're in the winter, these cards are quite positive. There's an indication that summer's coming. You might be held up, caught up in your fears, your inner reflection, how you see yourself, maybe your self-image, what's going on in your life. But it indicates there's going to be new opportunities soon. The sun will rise again, the sun will come out, everything will be wonderful in a sense. You have the Wanderer, new path, that's Fool's energy, carefree. That's about taking some risk. It's about stepping into the unknown, doing something and having a little bit of faith in yourself and in doing it. So for example, it could be have a little bit of faith in the relationship that's being offered. Don't just turn it down because you're afraid of what could happen or what happened in the past or you don't feel you're good enough. That's not the case. It's have faith, have some fun. The Queen of Stones can be a demanding character, but it's someone who's very nurturing, very protective, not necessarily a risk taker, but someone who's often very reliable and stable. This could be, for some of you, it could resonate as a romantic partner. I feel like it could be more your energies at the moment. There could be a sense of being a homebody or trying to stay where it's safe or being close to family in that. It could even be that you feel like you have a lot to say or a lot of maybe even actual demands in a relationship because of the way you felt in the past. A lot of you, I'm getting there's an urge to feel a little bit safe. You have the Four of Stones, which is protection. It can mean for some of you that you do have a good family, you are literally protected and safe. Others of you, it can mean that you're playing it a little bit too safe. You're hiding aspects of yourself, you're hiding your vulnerabilities a little bit. You have the Archer, which is having your eye on something. It's precision, it's dedication, it's putting your energies into a goal and it's trying to secure it. It's gaining the skills again, it's honing yourself. Over here I do feel that there's an aspect of work opportunities or skilled opportunities. It might be an apprenticeship, it might be some form of learning, it could literally be a new job. You have the Moon on Water, which is all about your potential and growth. I feel like there's somewhere in your life there's going to be an opportunity for you to gain skills, experience, growth, maybe even finance, and I feel like you should take that soon when that comes up. I also feel for some of you there could be an opportunity in romance, or it could simply mean that maybe your heart's beginning to open again to the possibility of it. You have the Forest Lovers, there you go, that's union, but it can literally mean a romantic partner, and it could mean a long-term one, but it can also mean simply a commitment, a tie to someone else, an attachment. You have the King of Vessels, the Heron, and the Great Bear. The Great Bear can mark a turning point in a rebirth. It can also be a challenge. Do you want to continue down this path? Here's a new option. It can mean that you're going to have to go through some difficult things in order to gain a new. You have the Forest Lovers, if I'm feeling a lot of you want a new romantic relationship, or maybe even a new love with yourself or a friend. And for that you're going to have to really take down a new path. You're going to have to step away from the Guardian, you're going to have to challenge them. You're going to have to move forward, move away from this reflection, step out of the winter, because the Great Bear is the winter solstice, it's the turning point, it's the change that's going to occur. And I feel like when an opportunity, if someone says, do you want to go out with me, or would you like like to go for a drink, or I'm interested in you, or something like that, or an opportunity, hey, why don't you apply for this, or look at this little job, this has just come up. This is the type of energy that you need. Ace of Stones, the foundation of life. I feel like this, whatever work or creative project, or even if it feels like a spiritual dream or a goal for you, whatever opportunity comes up, you need to take it, because the foundation of life is the foundation of everything. I feel like you're someone who's very secure, and you find security in the home and the things that you have. You find security and comfort. I do feel like your opportunities are going to bring a lot of happiness. The World Tree, there's so much expansion, exploration and determination here. The King of Bows, the Adder. I feel like you have a talent and you're not necessarily making the most of it, and the universe is telling you to get out there. You have some challenges in regard to relationships that you may need to work through. I feel like your fear may be a card that's warning you that your fear about relationship could result in more challenge. I feel like you've had past troubles and it could carry over. I also feel like some of it is asking you to step away from the fear that you have about your talent or your skill. I feel you're someone who's faced a lot of struggle in the past. I do feel like you're someone who's very reliable and good. You're very kind, very determined, as it says, and you're more talented than you realise. I feel if an opportunity comes, you need to grow. You need to experience all 4 seasons. Don't just look for one. Don't just seek happiness all the time or try and remain in the winter. At the moment, you're very grounded, you're reliable, you're stable, you're loyal, but you're loyal to the point where you're kind of in a rest period. You're in a period where you're too comfortable, it feels like. You need to make some clearance here with the abundance. You need to clear things out to make room to grow. You have abundance in your future if you take these opportunities, if you seize these learning curves, if you say yes to that. I think a big message the universe wants as well is you need to start saying yes. Some of your fears, and that could be a result literally jealousy. It could be related to material possessions of others. It could be related to past relationships. But there you go, the wheel is turning, seasons change, not everyone's the same, not everything's the same. Not everyone's trying to take from you, not everyone's trying to break your heart, not everyone's trying to hurt you or spite you or make you jealous. Nine of Stories is tradition. It's about getting back to your roots. Maybe finding comfort in tradition, doing things our ancestors have done, seeing our family members. The Stag is someone who's very resilient, a protector of the forest. You're someone who really nurtures your life and you defend it. You're someone who's responsible, and I feel like you could also be good in a position where you do the same for others. You have a lot of reliability and a lot of inner strength. I feel you would be good if you were offered an opportunity that would stand for others or help other people, and that would be a good option. You have the Three of Vessels, joy. Again, I feel like there's a lot of happiness coming in for you. There's a lot of social aspects to that. It's like the Three of Cups. Celebration, socialisation, good friends and that. I don't feel like you have any jealousy among friends. I do feel like there's a little aspect of heartbreak that your universe is saying it's time to move on from because the seasons are changing. You have a lot of kindness, you have a lot of determination, you have a lot of skill, and you do have the ability to stand up to the challenge. The hares fight for territory, breeding territory. You need to fight for your ground. You need to keep putting up a fight and defend what's yours. Defend your right, defend your opportunities, defend yourself. Don't allow someone else to do these things. And if you get into a relationship with someone and they start making you feel the same way as you did before, then there's always other opportunities. So if you enjoyed the reading, please like, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.